Happy Sunday, everyone. Uh, See behind me? It's this bag right here. So, watching someone performing on hitting a bag is very much different than actually doing it. And it's the same concept for almost everything. So basically here, this bag, as you can see over here, it's almost hollow, sort of empty up here, but all the way at the bottom, everything comes down and it's very hard. It's a very heavy bag. So, and the fact that recently I was practicing in here and I broke one of the chain parts where that it's being held over here. So I guess that has to do with the change of weather, the fact that the bag has been outside throughout winter and it's now summer. So the change of temperature has ruined the material, so it becomes very weak, and that's why it broke. So the bag is not holding itself proportionally right now the way it's supposed to, and that also creates a problem. So the bag now probably can rotate a little bit much quicker. And the other thing is over here there's a little hill. It's a little bit slanted. So when executing, certain kicks or moves, it makes it a little, uncomfortable. So you tend to pull back, especially when you're turning, just like gravity pulls you toward the earth. So when it's slanted, it's the same reaction. So, but it's also good because it's important to train in different settings. It's important to train in different areas and under different conditions so that you learn to adjust. So that could be an advantage. And basically, there are times I'm practicing. It's not so much about speed, but much more about coordination and, reaching my target and calculating distance and understanding the move better. Unfortunately, as a practitioner, it doesn't matter how long have you been practicing, there's always room for improvement. And especially in my situation, the fact that I am not as young as I used to be. And the other thing is I don't practice as frequently as I used to at my younger age when I had a reason to, because I was young, but also I was participating in tournaments and stuff like that. So I had to be at my best. And then also too, I'm still passionate, but of course, when you become an adult and you have responsibilities, so things have changed. So it's not that martial art is my career. If I were to be a professional fighter, then my life will depend on the daily ritual training. I will have to, but that is not the situation. So therefore, I train for two or perhaps three reasons. First, because I've always have passion for martial art. Second, it's when you're exercising, when you're doing sports or practicing, it's healthy. And the third one is because that's how I can protect myself and my family. So um, I do practice periodically, and I'm making more effort now to practice much more often than I do for the past years. Uh, just like it's a discipline, and I admit that I don't have the same discipline as I used to, but at least every now and then I can try to regain that discipline to maintain. Um, so the techniques are there, but what happens is when you lack the practice, if you don't practice constantly, of course you're going to lose on your speed, your dexterity, and you're just going to be able to do the move, but not to your best. Um, and right now, it's like a relearning process that I'm doing, and that's why I used to have a series called the rehab training. So, meaning is first I'm trying to keep up. Uh, I also admit that I am not able to do the many things that I used to, even in gymnastics, as you can see at times. The fact that, of not practicing enough, and so you sort of lose the routine, and then also there's the fear factor as you get older. Your body doesn't regenerate the same way as when you were young. So if you break something now, it's gonna take much longer to heal, and also too when you have responsibilities. So you got to think of all that. All right, and so there are times I ask myself the question: well, what does doing a flip is going to do for me, beside proving that I can do it? And I've proved that already throughout my years. But then again, you still have that in you that you want to challenge yourself. You want to see whether you can do the things that you can't. And so now that there's this tripling here, the trampoline is here, so maybe I'll try to practice. But then again too, one of my family members made me see something. It's a Widmac. You haven't done many things for so long, and then just at any given moment, you decide you want to do it as if you're supposed to be able to still do it. And so you got to go slow and retrain parts of the body that need the specific strength for that particular move. She was right. And so I took that into consideration because matnalitud bagay, I listen. I'm a good listener. So, yeah, if an advice is very good, I'll take it. So in other words, everything that you have passion for, you have to act like a little child. You have to play with it. You have to constantly do it. That's how you get better. And then, when everybody else is not practicing, you practice more than everyone else. And so basically that's how you become a champ. But I am not actually competing. So is there a reason why should I feel like I want to be the champion? Perhaps no. But then again, to satisfy one's ego as a male, then you want to be able to be good at what you do. And I'm working toward that. So to come back to this, I think I need another bag. So there are bags that are very tall, and if you notice, wherever you hit them, so whatever the content inside is well distributed inside the bag. Depending on the material that they have inside. So, and that is not the case for this. So, there is practicing in the air which is also important to do as a martial artist. You will notice that everyone does that if you are a martial art practitioner. And there is also using, the equipment, um, whatever tools necessary. So, because you need to get used to all of them. Um, when practicing with a target, so what happens, your mind locks the target in, and then it does all the computing in terms of calculating the distance, and then tells your body how fast to go, how to generate the power and everything, right? Because it's just like a jet fighter who locks into another jet, and then when they send the missile, it's going to reach the target because it was locked in. It's the same thing. So what happened is I was practicing inside the house within the round bouncing ball. So I'm supposed to do a fake jab and then follow right away with a reverse punch. So what happened, my hand accidentally with the fake hit the target, and then when I come with the reverse, I miss the target because it has shifted, and I hyper extended the arm, and that hurts. So, and this is what I'm talking about in terms of when practicing, you can injure yourself, depending. And then it's always good to warm up before any practice, because that's how you prevent, injury in terms of pulling muscles, etc. So there are times, things happen to me, like I could probably see like a branch in the leaf, the leaf and the branch and stuff, and then decide all over so that I'm gonna jump and kick it. And I remember a long time ago, I pulled my hamstring from doing that, and then it lasts, Jesus, 8 to almost a year, 8 months, 9 months, almost a year. So I had to take it easy on it, and then also did a lot of stretching in order to be back to normal. So what happened is, when you're kicking in the air, your mind already knows that's basically what you're doing. You're kicking in the air. So therefore, you execute the move accordingly. So it's not going to be easy to hyperextend because you already know. But have you had a target in front of you, and then you lock into it, and then you execute the move, and then you miss? Yes, you bet you may pull something. Or if the movement is not properly executed by shifting your body in the right way, you can get hurt. So, and as you grow older, those things are more prone to happen because, like I said, your body is not the same anymore. It doesn't regenerate the same as when you're younger, you're growing up. So, but when you're using target, so to every action there's a reaction, as you know, right? So when you hit something, depends on if the thing resists much more than you're the one that's gonna bounce back.